Welcome to this OMR scanner processing software video tutorial. In Nigeria, the challenge of scanning and marking optical mark reader, also known as OMR sheets, used for multiple choice questions for tests, examinations, surveys, and assessment has been a persistent one due to the fact that special purpose machines are required, but these special purpose machines are so bulky and so expensive, and some of them are even obsolete, and most state governments today are even still using and conducting manual processes of scanning and marking OMR sheets for their various exams. They still use the manual ways, and it's prone to errors due to students bad shading, stray marks, which we would explain in the course of this tutorial. So what we now have is a software that will help you to scan an OMR sheet quickly and on time by producing the result on time. So how does this software work? First and foremost, let's launch the software and see what the software looks like. This is the OMR scanner software launching, and we'll wait for it to load, and it's almost done. Okay, here is the software. This is the OMR processor, and as you can see on the interface, you have this is the home. You have the answer marking scheme, where you provide the answers to each exam or question that has been supplied to the candidates. So there you have it here. This is where you scan it, and this is where you scan all the sheets. We'll explain them one after the other. This is where you have the candidate candidate or student data. This is where you have the report, and this is where you have the eject tray, which is for forms that are not accepted due to one error or the other. So what are the things needed? You need this software, number one. Then you also need a scanner, and some of the scanners you can have is this flatbed scanner can be used. You can also make use of a scanner like this also, which is probably a 3-in-1 that makes photocopy, but the scanner here is what we want to use. You can also use this. Then this is also a scanner that is also used. It has a flatbed here, and it also have an ADF, the automatic document feeder, that makes it faster for you to scan multiple documents, just like an OMR scanner does. The big ones, they scan fast, because most of the time you have multiple documents that you want to scan. It's not just one student that you're scanning for. So the one that has ADF makes the scanning of the image faster, because what we want to do basically is that when we are scanning, we want to first scan the image of the paper that has been scanned into the system first. You scan the image of this is an example of let me show you an example. This is an example of an image that has been scanned into the system. So from there, the software takes over and extracts all the things that are on the system. So now the next thing we do is to scan and the key. Let's take the system the interface one after the other. Okay, so first and foremost, let's go back to the software. Let's go to the answer, which is the marking scheme. So we want to scan the marking scheme inside the system. So for example, we'll select the class, we select the year, which is 2016-2017. We select the subject. Let's assume we're using mathematics. we select the term, which is first term, second term, or third term. So we're using first term. Then we also have the periodic test, which is the exam type. If it's a periodic test 1, 2, 3, or the exam in itself, which is the final exam for the final test for the year. So the next thing we select, let's assume we're selecting periodic test 1. What we have here is the number of questions, because on the answer sheet, on the OMR sheet, we have 100 questions there. So you can decide that you don't want to use all the 100 questions. You can just decide that, okay, fine, we are making use of 40 questions is what we are making use of. Not all should be provided. So the next thing we do is to go back and scan the image. So we have here an empty folder. So we come here for the scanner, we click on scan, and it scans the image. This is the image that has just been scanned inside. As you can see, if I enlarge it, this is the image of it. Mathematics has been selected. So this is the OMR sheet, and these are the answers provided. Like I explained earlier, from question 1 to 100 has been shaded, but what we want is from question 1 to 40. You can also have question 1 to any number you so decide. So the next thing for us to do is to come back to the software just the way we've selected and click on scan answer or marking scheme. So it's waiting for it, and that's the answer there. That's the answer that has been scanned inside. So this is a set of 40 questions that has been scanned inside the system. So the next thing we do now is to scan the sheets that we have here. But first and foremost, let's check the candidates that we have here. If you select, that means you must have the data of these students within the system here. Let's assume we select a year, select the class GS1. These are the set of students that we have here. You can also add more to it. For instance, if I'm adding the number 10 student, which is the exam number is 10, surname, let's say Akingbade, you have the other name as Niyi. So I select, this is probably a male, and I click on save. So it said Akingbade's saved successfully. So this is Akingbade's record here. I can also edit any one of them. Oyedele, I can say Helen and say probably Fola Shade added to it, and I update it. So it has been updated successfully. So you have it there, Helen Fola Shade has been added to it. So you can edit anyone you decide to edit, you want to edit. Ruben, you can say Ruben probably O, and you update it. So you can continue to add or edit for a particular class. If you change the class, also you can decide to add more and come here, add the first student here, because this one does not contain any student here. You can add, let's say Ganiyu, let's say Onileowo, then let's say female, and save it. So the first student for GS2 has been added also. So you can continue like that. Select GS1. Let's go back to our GS1. You can continue like that to add as many as possible. You can also import. For instance, let's assume we want to import. This is the Excel file that we'll be making use of. This is an Excel file which contains a list. So it must follow this format. The exam number would be here, the surnames are here, the other names are here, and you have the gender. So it must follow this pattern. Once you have it in this format, you can come here and upload for a particular let's assume we have this, and I decide to come here and upload. I can upload for GS3. Let's assume I have GS3 here. There is nothing here. I can come here and say, okay, let's go to, let's say, pictures. I have OMR, and I have this. This is the file name. I upload it. I wait for it to upload. The next thing, uploaded successfully. So here you are. It has uploaded successfully. So that means if you have it in Excel format, some schools will have it in Excel format. So with this format, you can easily upload for a particular, instead of typing it one after the other. Then I can decide to edit this also. Wale, I can call it Adewale. So if I update, there you go, Adewale has been updated. So I can go back to my GSS1 also. So now that I have the number of this set of students that I want to scan for, all I now do is come here, scan OMR sheet. Once I'm there, the next thing I do is to load the scanner with my sheets. I load the scanner with my sheets, and I go ahead and scan the images. It's scanning. The images are scanning inside, one after the other. Okay, now we are done. All the images are done. I come back here, I select GS1, select the subject mathematics, select the term, first term, and I select periodic text 1. So the key I scanned earlier, remember the key I scanned earlier, this is the key that I scanned earlier, and I said 40 questions. So number 1, which is the answer, the answer, the one I called key, is also called the answer or the marking scheme from question 1 to question 40. So it's waiting for me. The next thing I do is click on scan sheet. So the process will now start by picking it one after the form 1 has been scanned. This is the mark. The person scored 30. This one is rejected. The second one has been rejected. Okay, and we will see why it has been rejected. We'll go to this ejectory and see the reason for that ejection. So let's hold on. Ejected. This one has been scanned. This person got 7 here. This person got 30. This person scored 6. This person scored 7. So the next thing, okay, it has stopped. That means it has ended with the scanning. The scanning has ended. So the next thing we do is let's check these 3 forms. These 1, 2, 3 forms that have been rejected. Go to eject tray. And when you get there, you will notice something here, that this one has been rejected because this exam number does not even exist within the database. There is no 7. If you check, you will notice something here. If I go to yes1 and I go, you notice that there is no 7 in the exam number. So once the exam number does not exist, it will reject it as not part of the system. So the exam number does not exist. This is 007. The next one, what is the next one? I go to the next one and you will see 006 also. So you will see from there, it's asking me to check them. So the other ones has been scanned. So the next thing is for us to see the report. What is the report? You select GS1, the year, the subject mathematics, select the term, first term, and I go ahead and I select the exam type, which is periodic test 1. So these are the results of what we have scanned into the system. Remember the person that scored 30, and so all the other ones that you have there also are also there. So this is the result. So if I want to export the result now, all I do is to probably select these options, open the folder can open the application after the export has been done. So I click on it and I wait for it to export. So this is the folder, this is the name, Mathematics Periodic Test 1. That's for first term. So it has been done. So the next thing is to see the result also. Look at the result. It has been opened in Excel for me, the exam number, the surname, and even the answers that have been shaded are exported with it. So these are the scores for this subject. So that is how this system works. It makes it easier for you to scan the key inside. So you can always select scan other keys inside, which is the answer inside also for various tests for different subjects within it. You have different subjects there: Igbo, insurance, literature, further maths, as many subjects as possible. So this is a system that makes it easier for you to scan and to scan an OBJ, which is also the OMR sheet, and results are gotten faster and more accurately with this system. Thank you for watching this video. Bye bye.